Now, another good question that popped up in the chat, and this is something that Jackson has proposed as well, is, so what about vegan organic farming? Is it not possible, or something about not working hard? But in my opinion, this idea of vegan organic farming doesn't exist on a mass scale anyway. So vegans are the first ones to bring up sustainability. So if you have one little piece of perfect land, like let's say you live in Hawaii and you can pull this off, it doesn't mean that everybody else in the world is going to be able to pull that off. So how the hell does that make any sense for the rest of the world? And on top of that, I don't think it's possible even for that person in that perfect little piece of land, because I've seen people try and pull this off in Hawaii, which is probably the best place in the United States to grow fruit and, like actual plant products. And they're still in town buying their lentils, still in town buying their beans. Nobody's growing goddamn lentils. Nobody's growing beans. Nobody's growing soy and processing it into soy milk. You know what I mean? Sure, you have bananas, but that's it.
Because some people's lifestyle, right? Like if you're living in the city, there's only a certain amount of removal that you can only remove yourself from the food supply structure to a certain degree if you're living, like, let's say in a big metropolitan area. But it's definitely something to think about, right? Like depending on where you live, or because some people are going to want to pack up everything, leave the US, move to Ecuador and start a farm. And Plantriotic seems open-minded to that. But the reality is most people won't do that.
Right.
Most people are still, like, realistically speaking, they're going to be living off of the food that other people have to make, But right. I think asking and answering the questions, what is, ethical, what is sustainable? I think there's still the vegans, basically, when they argue this, they pretty much have the premise or the pretense that it's already been decided that veganism, 100% eating plants, for the entire world is the most sustainable, and like the debate is over, when it's not
even close to over. It's actually, thank God for YouTube, because YouTube is one of the best marketing engines that ever existed, and it has created so many vegans. And this is another thing that's really funny to me, is you have these little armchair vegans who are, 19-year-old boys and girls out there online, and they're hating on somebody like Raw Alignment, or somebody like Ravana, or somebody like, who else has fallen off that's huge?
Bonnie Rebecca, right? So these girls have made more vegans in their lifetime than this person who's bitching about them not being vegan anymore could ever imagine creating. So if that person should be kissing their ass, shaking their hand, saying thank you so much for your service, even though you're not vegan, and even though you'll inspire half those vegans to not be vegan anymore. Guess what? You still made 50,000 people go vegan, and that's more than I'll ever do in my entire life. So thank you very much. But people just don't see it that way. They're so dumb. They're so ignorant. Arrogant is what I call it. And that's what's so shocking, I think, about like with everyone that's come out, especially the very popular people with this ex-vegan stuff. It's so shocking because they have had such a huge contribution that they've made. It's such a huge impact. And but yeah, you're right. A lot of people that want to sort of argue this or hate on people for giving up veganism, there a lot of them are in this sort of position where they haven't really contributed. Like that's why I picked up on that. I was talking about this the other day with you and creating Honeybee, because I remember having an account on that app a long time ago. That's like such a huge contribution. I'm talking about it publicly because you made a public post about it. But Ryan is painting you out to be the devil, and even said that you're diabolical. He said what you're doing is diabolical. Like that's pretty, that's pretty harsh. But
right.
I don't know. Does he know about like your contributions, or do you think like vegans in general? I mean, do you think they even consider the contribution that people have made in trying to like find the truth?
So no, they don't. They don't care, because as soon as you leave, as soon as you eat meat, now they need to character assassinate you. They need to character assassinate you as quick as possible, because if you have any flame left in you and people believe in what you're saying, then like they have to discredit you across the board. Otherwise, people might latch onto your message. The more people, that's why I call myself the vegan assassin, because the more people speak to me, the more they want to argue with me, the worse off, like the further away they get from veganism. And it's not even with me really trying that hard. I just literally say, this is what happened. I don't get into the studies. I don't get into all that stuff. And then the wheels start turning and they're like, fuck, man, is this happening to me? And again, I have a term I've called the reverse placebo effect that I want to get into in a minute. But dude, just as you said, and I want to show the audience here, hopefully they can see this. Guys, this is Honeybee. Look at this. Look at this. This is how many people are just around me in my area. And I hope it's still scrolling. Look at that. We can go for 20 minutes. This is how many vegans I got in this app.
Like, that's a huge contribution. There might be a vegan baby out there because of that. You know what I mean? And Ryan's saying that you are diabolical because you're like, you're sort of encouraging people to reach, you know, their optimal health and fitness level, like your friends in Hawaii and Raw Lyman and everything. Like, I don't know. That's why I pointed that out, because it was like, I don't even know if Ryan realizes
he doesn't. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. And he might even know of people who've used the app, and he's like, he doesn't even know that. And people don't realize that took thousands of dollars to invest in and thousands of hours of time. Like, it was a big part of my life. I had a whole company around it. So it's just, it is what it is, and I don't even care. Like, I don't even care about. I made that truly out of the bottom of my own heart at the time. Yes, I would have loved to make money on it, but like, I knew there was a chance I would make no money on it. You know what I mean? And